And welcome again, runners and sysops, to another game of Casual Netrunner at Game Universe in Franklin, Wisconsin, suburb of Milwaukee. This is game 2 between Jason and myself. Jason is playing Corset Wayland on the left. I am playing Chaos Theory on the right. I have a bad habit of looking at my bottom card when I shuffle my deck, so I'm doing a quick reshuffle, and presenting my cards to Jason for a cut, so we can be legitimate play. If you have a one of card in your deck, and you know it's on the bottom of your deck, well, that's going to influence how you play the rest of your game. So I have a bad habit, like I've said, of looking at my bottom card. It comes from when I used to play Magic. We'd play multiplayer, and what we would do is we'd look at the bottom card of the deck and determine who goes based off converted mana cost. Well, there's no such convention here in Netrunner, so looking at that bottom card is a form of knowledge that should not be accessible to the runner or the corporation. So Jason is playing an off-the-grid deck, but he is unaware of off-the-grid's major drawback of needing a heavily defended HQ and the zero trash cost of off-the-grid, although you see that when you play the card. But without having a heavily defended HQ, the card is nearly worthless, and certainly not worth the 6 credits to res, as we'll see later in the game. I am playing what I like to call Oracle May I, Chaos Theory deck I found online that runs along using Oracle May in an event-heavy deck. So Jason has started with no ice. Rough opening for Jason. He's played an upgrade on headquarters, drew a card, and played hedge funds. So, looking back at this video, I am a dirty cheater. Played Oracle May, and I did not pay for her. This entire game, Oracle May is an illegal card, and I should have lost the game from the get-go. However, we keep playing. Again, our game league nights at Game Universe are casual for the most part. It's pretty much show up, play the game of your choice, and have a good time. And we're having a good time. I think we are. The only cards in my deck that are not events are 3 copies of Oracle May, 3 copies of prepaid voice pad to pay for all the events. So my opening hand was about as good as I could get. Oracle May, a prepaid voice pad, and some good events. Starting off with an indexing here on Jason's R&D. Took a look. There was one agenda, but I gave him 2 expensive pieces of ice on the top of his deck because, well, they're expensive, but didn't think about the fact that thanks to his identity's ability, he's sitting on 10 credits. I had a bad habit of not really counting Jason's credits enough in this game, and we'll see here next round how much that hurts. Commercialization, 3 plus his 1 for his ID, sitting on 14 credits. What can you res 14 credits from Wayland? An awful lot. Hadrian's Wall. He would need 15 for a Janus, which could be imported. But, I know it's not a archer because he has no agenda scored to sacrifice the archer. But he could be playing an oversight AI. I don't know this. So, for my first click, Oracle May, draw my event. Second click, Maker's Eye, using free credit from prepaid voice pad. And Jason reses Curtain Wall. 14 credits, 6 strength, in the run, in the run, in the run, in the game. Not really. So, and it gets +4 strength for being the outermost piece of ice on the server. So at the moment, that is a 10 strength, 3 subroutine piece of ice. That's doesn't matter what I play. That's going to be expensive to get through. So I finish my turn with the Dirty Laundry.
Would you like to access this card?
Let's hit the hand first.
Alright.
Seeing as at least he's not protecting his HQ, let's run.
Don't have enough to trash it.
Look at a J-How, which I cannot trash, not enough.
I have no money.
I will access the upgrade and see what it is.
Yeah, I'll
Look at it.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
And it is Caprice. Go away.
Dirty laundry run.
Do not need to have to deal with that. So he draws an agenda. So the one I was hoping to get with the Maker's Eye, but that was denied by the curtain wall. Well, at least he's poor for the minute. It's Wayland. Wayland makes money. Wayland makes money hand over fist.
I had to the battery runs for about an hour before
So
it dies
plays
out.
Jackson Howard.
Gig in there, so I
He uses them to draw 2 cards. I see an agenda.
That was 3.
2 agendas. Woof.
2. And
And he's counting up his clicks. Installed, installed, and draw. And it's
No, I made them.
passed back to me.
they're tasty.
click on Oracle May event.
Click 1. I am going to use Oracle May. Pull an event. Another Dirty Laundry. Get a lot of econ running a lot of events. What to do? He shut me out of R&D pretty well. So I figure, since he's broke, I will Dirty Laundry into R&D. And I have the worst luck when it comes to pulls. Look at that. Hadrian's Wall. Well, at least I know he can't res that for a while. Well, there we go. 5 credits.
4. Go ahead.
And another prepaid. I got lucky getting 2 of those early in game.
Played that.
Glad I drew that instead of trying to Oracle May it, because I would have lost
I
it.
am 4 credits short for Oracle May because when you guess correctly, you get 2.
And here I am realizing that I forgot to pull credits for my successful Oracle May predictions.
Go ahead. I took 3.
Alright.
And his turn was so quick by just grabbing 3 credits.
Alright, Oracle May event.
So, first turn.
Fail.
Oracle May for an event, and I found another Oracle May. In the heap she goes. Thank you, May. There's only one of you. Thank you, May. May I have another? No. Draw for click 2.
Yeah.
I have the 3 big icebreakers, Garrote, Torch, and running Battering Ram for big efficiency. Click 3, I'm going to see if he's got anything interesting.
Alright.
It's just a pup. Knocks me out though. Click 4, I'll drop. He's playing Wayland, but for whatever reason, I'm not worried about Scorched Earth at the moment.
I will take a pop.
So Jason spends his turn, install, advance, advance, hostile takeover. Gains 7 credits, but gives me a bad pub.
Yes, Oracle May for 1 event.
I like how he's in event as he was turning it on.
No, I pretty much.
Now Jason's kind of calling me out. I called event, and the way it looks, it's like I'm looking at the card as I'm calling the event. The whole deck is built around calling events, so and I say it later that I'm always going to call event. But he called me out on it, and I admit it, he was right. The way it went out, I could have been looking at the card first.
Test run.
So click 2, test run out one of them big icebreakers. Because I do have a scavenge in hand, and that is a deep discount, a 9 credit icebreaker for 3 credits and 2 clicks. And since he's got a pup as his only piece of ice over headquarters, and I have a bad pub, headquarter runs are free. So, click 3, I am going to play a legwork.
You can leave that stuff here. I promise I'll keep it.
Okay, 3 cards in hand. And I guarantee you, I'm going to look at 3 cards and go whiff, whiff, whiff. I see a Grim,
I will at least trash that.
Okay.
trash a Jackson Howard, and I forgot what the third thing I saw was. I believe it was an Inazuma. And here he's taunting me, I don't have any agenda. Of course you don't, sir.
And then click 4.
So click 3 was legwork. And I will end my turn after finding all my ram counters. Scavenge out the torch, which will, how scavenge works, as we should know, is it sacrifices a program, and then I may install a program from the heap for the cost of the trashed program. And thanks to the ruling from Lucas and Company, you can trash the program you're going to pull out of the heap with scavenge, so you can essentially get your program out for free. If you've used test run or some other method to quote-unquote cheat your program out. Fun combo, but you have to have all the pieces. And you cannot have the software, hardware. You cannot use the combo if you have the ice in hand. Fortunately, they put out Savoir Faire in Criminal Faction, which will let you play ice from hand for 2 additional credits. So that can get expensive.
May event before I touch it.
Use Oracle May and then call event before I touch the card. Diesel out, because I am going to start digging for my icebreakers now. So we've got a barrier in play and a code gate. And I know eventually Centuries will come out, because it's Wayland. Why would you not play Archer?
Right there.
And I had started putting credits on Oracle May so that I would remember to take the credits for successful calls. And after playing her first click, I still went to click a couple moments without taking money. I need all the different ways I can remember to do things. The difference between myself and a high-level player who will remember to do all their actions. Alright, legwork number 2. Free bad pub for free break. I'll put the agenda back in his hand and look at Inazuma, Restructure, and Grim.
It could be one of these.
I don't know why I try. Multi-access, random pulls. I have the worst luck finding agendas. My opponents have the best luck when I try to randomly grab a card out of their hand. And then counting out my cards and deciding what I need to get rid of.
Cards.
Oh, nope. Click 4. Draw a bunch of cards. And then I'll let Jason run his turn while I try and figure out what I want to toss out after.
Go right ahead.
Lots of money. More draw. Between the quality times and the diesels, I have a high chance of getting the prepaid voice pads in hand without losing them to Oracle May. And so far, that's how it seems to have worked in the various ways I've played this deck. Oh, there is the Garrote in archive, or my heap. Still trying to figure out what I'm doing. Alright, those are the cards I'm keeping. I toss away Economy. Economy? Why am I tossing Economy? Probably because I have better cards in hand.
That's one of the original ones, right? Yeah.
Yes, that was
It's a good one. Until Blue Sun comes out. I think it's still the best.
We're talking a little bit about this Wayland ID is the quote-unquote best one. So Jason had a quick turn, passed it up to me before I finished going through my cards. My first click, Oracle May for an event. It was an event.
Typical gamer pale.
If you build your deck around Oracle May or the Oracle May Motivation combination, it's a nice card draw and money generation, better than professional contracts and cheaper, but requiring more cards. Alright, so out comes Battering Ram with Test Run. Alright, now I'm not worried about your curtain wall, except it'll still cost me 11 freaking credits to bust through. It is not cheap to break. So Test Run, Oracle May, Test Run Battering Ram, Scavenge Battering Ram, because I don't think I'm going to try and get through right now.
Let's see, that's a strength 10 at the moment.
Trying to do the math and realizing and listening to the video after the game, my first math out, I was wrong.
No, they're upside down with the camera. Thanks.
Teasing Jason a little bit, he turned the card around, and I'm
giving you shit, dude.
telling him that after spinning his card like that, his ice were upside down to the camera, and he believed me. I'm a vicious player. I don't know why anyone would play with me. So
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, it's gonna be
doing math
expensive.
badly. Sitting there deciding, how do I want to finish my turn
Or
off?
diesel. Go ahead.
So I'll diesel out some more money, or more cards. This is a fun deck. I really like this deck, but it can be slow. Hello, subliminal messaging. It'll be the only time we see that card played, because then we forget about it the rest of the game, both Jason and I. Get rid of a Maker's Eye, because I don't have the credits to get through just yet. Oh, there's that restructure. Alright, this is looking like Waylon. It has money. So he advances card in his remote. So for click 3, he draws.
That was 3.
Hey, Brian.
I drew for my last click. Go ahead.
So I will start with what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Oracle May.
Should remember. Alright. Is it going to be for an event? It's going to be for an event.
It's going to be for an event. It's an event. It's a money event.
No. I don't want it.
There goes Jason reminding me to take my 2 credits off at Oracle May, because my attempt at reminding myself by putting the credits on the card that I physically touch.
Late work and
Alright, legwork number 3. What will I get? Will I get an agenda?
3. Can I whiff again?
5 cards. I'm going to go 1, 2,
3.
and 3. Odds of any of those being an agenda? None. 2 Inazumas and another Archer. So there's some info I have. But no. Then I asked Jason, hey, show the camera.
Okay.
Show the camera. See how bad I'm whiffing. Check his archives. Make sure those face-down cards were not agendas he was hiding.
Sure gamble for last. Go ahead. I need any more money.
Alright. Agenda for money.
Here, show the camera how badly I'm whiffing on every single one of those.
There we go. Show the camera.
Leg works. Good
No.
Makes me sad. Well, at least I'm consistently sad.
He's looking at the power shutdown he has in hand. Does he want to use it? 9 cards to get rid of my torch, except I have the prepaid in play. But I know there's many games where I played with power shutdown and I forgot that it is program and or hardware. And if I had clone chip, save the program I was trying to get rid of. Ugh, it's not fun. So Jason decides he's just going to score out.
Nope. That one.
Geothermal fracking.
All right.
Well, he won't be hurting for money now.
Oracle May.
The question will be, does he want to give me the bad pub?
May have an event.
I know Travis said he was going to be here.
Click 1. Oracle May. May I please have an event? Why, yes. Yes, you may, John. Do you need any more? I don't know. I've still got, looks like about a third of my deck left.
It was a quality time. Which I'll go ahead and use.
And Jason's asking, what did I do? I drew a quality time.
I know Travis said he was going to be here. Huh? I don't think he can.
Use prepaids and a credit to draw 5 cards. I think I am digging for either the test run or the scavenge to get the garrote out of my heap.
Still haven't gotten around to making it.
Oh, there's prepaid number 3. All right.
Sure gamble for 4. Go ahead.
And more money for 4. Use prepaid credit, so instead of netting 4, I'm going to net 5. Those are real money earners, prepaid voice pads. I've had discussions with other players in the past why you would take a public terminal over a prepaid voice pad, and the only thing I can think of is you're trying to keep your expenditures low. But I think overall, almost every time, prepaid is a better choice over public terminal. I'm certainly willing to be open to discussion. You can tell me why I'm wrong. Feel free to send me a message anytime. I'm always trying to learn to play Netrunner better. I love the game so much. This is probably currently my favorite game. So click 1. Oracle May for an event. I get indexing. That's not really going to be useful at the moment. It was just too expensive to get into his R&D.
Test run.
There we go. Got the combo out to get my final piece of my final program out.
It has touched the ground. It has been grounded out. We are screwed.
Except I've got to collect my RAM that I dropped on the floor. I used to just put the RAM, flip it over, or I'd put it somewhere else. But I would find I'd forget to flip the RAM, or I'd forget, okay, was this turn 2 or turn 3? I've found for runner action, 4 clicks, I need to not only have the tracker, but then I need to place it. Okay, I've done this for click 1, click 2, click 3, click 4. So put out the garrote. I have all my breakers. My rig is built. This is it. This is all the rig this is. Everything else on the deck is events. Do not have inside job. I may tweak it and see if adding inside jobs helps at all. God, an inside job. Actually, no, it would not have helped against curtain wall at all, because I'd still only get to look at one piece of ice. Emergency shutdown. That might be a good addition.
When do I res that?
Alright, so I am declaring a run on the remote server, and Jason has off the grid, shows it to me, because he's having questions on how he precisely would use that. And I'd let him know that after looking at the card myself to make sure is that it has to be resed before I would declare the run on that server. Sadly, he only has the pup over HQ, so it's not going to keep me out at all, especially with a bad pub. But he does res an archer. 6 strength, 4 subroutines.
4 match.
Garrote is a 2 strength sentry breaker, so 4 credits to match, and 4 subroutines to break. So it's still expensive to break it.
Yeah, whatever.
Upgrade first, 0.
But at least I prevent him from gaining credits. I'm not going to lose any programs, and I'm not ending the run.
Trash that. 0.
a weird card.
And then score.
And then scavenge that out.
I believe that's the cleaners.
Yeah, you have to have
I know it's a
3
3-point agenda.
HQ first. And naturally.
Then we're talking strategy over
Sneak door beta.
off the grid to see how well it works. And
Well, I'm not running.
he's mentioning that you do need a really well defended headquarters for it to be effective. The Caprice Nisei he had earlier, if I hadn't been able to get in and trash that on top of it, a couple pieces of ice would have made headquarters very taxing to get into, and still a great possibility of me not being able to get into. Game sucks. Both as the runner trying to break it, and I've been on the corporation end using Caprice, and they say 1 in 3. It's a 33% chance of matching. It feels way less than that. But and he scores another. Jason scores another hostile takeover for 7 more credits. So he is sitting on a pile of money. I'm not doing too bad myself, but I still am not sure how he's running his deck. I should possibly be more aware of things like C-Source or other ways he could tag me and Scorched Earth me. Although I am generally keeping a good hand size. Although there are points in the game where I have been down to 2 cards in hand and less money than he has. Other better players than I have figured out the math that the corporation needs to have so much money above you plus your link for a C-Source to land, plus enough credits left over to Scorched Earth you or Punitive Counter-Strike. But I don't keep those numbers in mind. And my final click on this turn, I ran his archives to keep him honest.
The only problem that occurs with this game is that it's a little tricky at first.
Now Jason is looking at his hand, looking at that pile of credits I have sitting across the table from him. And I noticed that when I did the dirty laundry on his archives, I did not take out the proper amount from the prepaid voice pads, and I did not collect my proper amount. Ugh. A lot of mistakes in this one.
No,
We're going slow. We're trying to figure out. I know Jason was upset about off the grid not quite working the way he was expecting. And now with my full rig up, I am difficult to keep out of. Right now, his R&D really is the only thing that has any level of significant defense. I mean, Pup on or Quandary, my mistake. Quandary on R&D or headquarters. My apologies, folks. I get those backwards frequently. So having the Quandary on headquarters really doesn't keep me out, especially with the now 3 bad pub. So his headquarters is porous. The only thing he has going for him is I just have the worst draw ever grabbing out of hand. So there we go. Indexing. I'm going to bust through that curtain wall. With 3 bad pub, why not?
7, 8, 9, 10.
There we go. 3 bad pub.
So 4 to.
Pay everything to get through. Look at 5 cards.
We look at one of the extra cards that shows the action.
Indexing. Nice, powerful card. Curtain wall. Sucks.
cards, what your clicks, and what you can do with your. I might have an instruction
If you don't, it's not a big deal.
Wow. No,
I just never need it, so I don't have a thing to carry it.
Well, what's funny is I was just putting like cards away. And I was like, oh, there they are. I just noticed them.
I probably have them somewhere. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, there's a total of like 4 or 5 different things you can do with your action.
You need the turn cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them.
Oh man. That's your money. You can kind of put that wherever. This is money that you get each turn that's specific.
So doing the math. Do I want to make another run?
Like I said, there's kind of a lot of stuff.
Do I have enough to make another run? See, now, this right here is where I start worrying about, does he have Sea Source? Does he have Scorched? Should I be worried?
Yeah. Oracle May for 2.
Well,
Event.
I'm going to Oracle May for an event, get 2 credits. Sitting on 19 credits.
3, we'll do it again. Round it up, it's 11.
Alright, I'm going to go through again. Now, why?
Yeah.
Why I didn't use the other 2 bad pub? I don't know.
Click 4 will be to levy.
So, at some point, Jason asked, "Do you've got the levy in your deck?" Yes, I should hope so. I believe I was down to 2 cards in my stack. And I'm asking him, I just scored a 3-point agenda, so we are 6 to 3. I'm asking him, you got a double punitive? Am I going to be screwed? He's like, no. Alright, so now here we go. Power shutdown, pays it, and then he mills 5 cards. He's going to be targeting my battering ram.
Program or piece of hardware you wish to reconsider.
So I double check the card, make sure I've read it right, and I read it out, and I'm like, program or piece of hardware, do you wish to reconsider? And he's like, God damn it. I could certainly understand. I've made that play mistake a couple times. I think many people have played that play mistake. Need to read your card. That is common advice. Every Netrunner, we all think this to ourselves. I need to read this card better. This game is running a bit long, though, so we're sitting here. It would have been a fantastic play, but yeah, the prepaid, I would have definitely tossed a prepaid voice pad versus losing the battering ram. Alright, there goes another piece of ice over the remote. And install. And what's he gonna do? What are you gonna do, Jason? Got a runner across the table, only sitting on 7 credits. Oh, now I'm worried. He's got a lot of money, and I do not. I've got 3 bad pub. That's 3 credits for during a run, but things like Sea Source and punitive counter strikes, they happen outside of the run. So, dirty laundry into this hand. Inazuma. How many times am I going to see you in Inazuma? Oh, there's my 5 credits for that. There we go. Now I'm a little better up.
Diesel for 2.
Diesel for some more money.
Diesel.
No, I can't diesel. Cards aren't money. Although if it's an event that gives you money, then yeah, it is. Diesel up some cards, because I have it. Why not?
Oracle May for 3. Event. It's an Oracle. Of course.
So, click 3 will be for an event. Oracle May. Again! No! I don't need any more!
Let's run here.
I need money.
Pop it? Okay.
So, Howard Johnson has been sitting on the table all game, and I haven't popped him. I've let Jason get some uses out of him. I figure this is the time to get rid of it.
It's only a single.
Make him either use it,
I think I've been.
and we just now remember the subliminal messaging that we've forgotten all game.
If you put it on top so that as a reminder.
So what else is he getting? Well, there's a Hadrian's Wall, Lords. So he's taking all money. He's going to leave the Hadrians down.
Look at the archives here.
I decided, let me see if I can get some kind of measure of what type of influence he's running. I remember the Caprice, the couple Inazumas.
Yes, that was 4.
Not sure how much influence he's got so far.
guess I did trash. I went to go trash the J, Howard. You said no.
Then you say, okay,
I
well,
know there's 2 Jackson Howards that were trashed. Or one was trashed. Then he used one.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get rid of that.
There we go. Trash out a
Test runs.
discard a test run. I've got my breakers out. Unless he decides he's going to power shut down 4 or 5 times, I'm not worried about losing my programs.
Hey, quit looking at my hand.
So Jason
I didn't even look.
is
Your hand
looking
was
at his
And
cards.
you're right. I could have.
He's looking at his ice.
And
He's trying to figure out, can he keep me out?
sure. Just kill off your soul.
Well, there we go. 3 ice over the scoring server. Click 2. He's going to draw.
and kind of like a lot of things like magic or even submarines, that's not casting cost.
It's difficult. I'm making a fair amount of money. I've got 3 bad pub. I'm sitting on 11 credits. I can probably get through just about anywhere. What's it going to do? How's it going to keep me out?
Well, this, the moment that this is out there, that's
Alright.
He'll advance.
I don't know if
Event.
that's something I can steal yet.
Let's say event. Hey!
Index.
Like, the moment you put this out there, you kind of
Oh,
want
more money.
as quickly as you can. To do that, you have to reach the number that's in the top right. So it's kind of almost, it's kind of like the casting process.
Diesel, take a look at more cards.
Where you first have to have it out there and kind of have it be exposed.
Now those event economy with 3 prepaid are clutch. So much money. Sure Gamble becomes such a money card when I only have to pay 2 credits to gain 9.
Right now, we'll say that that's all great.
Alright, oh, there's a gram. Okay, good. I'm not worried about the gram.
As your very first action, you install.
So I decide I'll run this hand for click 4. And there's game. Oh, long game. Had a lot of fun. We're both trying to figure these decks
I
out.
should have read that card.
Well, him more so than I.
Just
The off the grid, and he shows 3 archers.
Yes, that would
3 archers over his scoring server. I don't think I would have been able to get through there, even with all the money in bad pub.
that your deck was about as slow as mine.
Well, thank you folks for watching. Hopefully you'll tune in for the next game. Thank you and have a good night.
Oh, yeah, I didn't actually.
Anytime before